All right, let's go ahead and move on. Up next, we have the Browns, who are 5-4, taking on the New England Patriots, who are also 5-4, and the Browns are road underdogs by 1.5 points. The over/under is 45. This matchup probably stirs up some old grudges for Bill Belichick, who, of course, used to be the Browns head coach before his long and illustrious stint with the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick is 7-2 versus the Browns as the Patriots head coach, and he's 5-0 at home. Meanwhile, Cleveland this year has only allowed 309.7 total yards per game this season, which is the fewest since Bill Belichick was their head coach back in 1994. Also, seemingly working in the Browns' favor is the lack of OBJ. Baker Mayfield has averaged 10 plus passing yards per attempt in each of the 3 games without Odell Beckham Jr. this season. Jake, I'm curious both on your take of what are the Browns with OBJ, are they truly a lot better because he's gone, or is that just kind of an anomaly? And then just this take on the game.
Yeah, so I'm in the boat, not because I don't think OBJ is a bad player by any means. He's a very, very good player. We'll see how he comes back. I mean, I think the majority of the nation is on the camp that he should be going to the Packers if he wants the best chance to win. I think he definitely could help them out. But I think it's a classic case of addition by subtraction in this team. I don't know why, even though we saw that video that Odell's dad came out with, and Baker Mayfield wasn't targeting him or missed him all the time and all this stuff. They just didn't play well with him. He just didn't gel with that offense. I think it's a lot more of a free experience for everybody without OBJ there. So I'm leaning on the Browns in this game, actually. I know Bill Belichick is going to come out and do whatever he can to stop the run. Let's pay attention to Nick Chubb as well. He has to test.
Do you have to test?
No, I'm good. My bad. So let's pay attention to Nick Chubb as well. He has to test negative twice before he gets to play in Sunday's game. It looks like he could come back either Friday or Saturday with how the test would come out. So I know for a guy in our league, definitely hoping that he tests negative and he could come back and play. I think regardless of if Nick Chubb is there or not, I like this Browns team right now. I think they're rolling. I think they're gelling together. They're kind of hunkering down, and really it's us against the world mentality. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Browns on this one. I'm going to take the under. I know there's a lot of injuries as well on the Browns side. So I just don't expect them to score a lot. And I just don't expect the Patriots to score a lot either. They haven't scored a ton this season. I know Mac Jones has been pretty efficient and pretty well in this season, in his rookie season, but I just don't think they beat him. I think the Browns defense is actually starting to kind of come back alive again. Myles Garrett's playing pretty well. I think he gets to Mac Jones once or twice this game. So, but for fantasy standards go, again, pay attention to Nick Chubb's status. I love whatever running back it is that is going to be playing. Pay attention to Nick Chubb's status. I love whatever running back is playing, regardless if it's D'Ernest or Nick Chubb. For the Browns, without Odell there, Donovan Peoples-Jones, he's a flyer play. If you need a high upside, if you need a big bomb play, I think he's going to get integrated more into this offense, especially with Jarvis coming back from his injury and everything like that. So pay attention to him. If you picked him up on waivers, if you got to start somebody, you need a big upside play, he could be one of those plays for you. I necessarily wouldn't start him this week, but he could definitely be an upside play.
Yeah, and then on the Patriot side, Brandon Bolden is an interesting name to look out for because Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson both are in concussion protocol at the moment. So really just kind of depends on if those guys can clear. If they can't, then it'll be interesting to see a New England backfield with one guy getting truly all the work. As for if they both clear, I mean, Damian Harris is obviously still the go to guy. Jacoby Myers is an okay play, but personally, I'm just not that enthused about what Mac Jones produces week in and week out to truly trust a receiver on that team. And Baker Mayfield, I could kind of say the same thing, although he did seem to come back to life last week. I have personally just had Jarvis Landry, of course, on IR or sitting on my bench all year. I have not ever stuck him in my lineup. I have to see it before I believe it. I would much rather, another guy that's been on my bench since a few weeks ago is Dearness Johnson. So if Nick Chubb again doesn't clear COVID protocol, I'd happily throw him into my lineup and hope for Dearness Johnson, fantasy point extravaganza 2.0, because that was definitely fun the first time around. And I'd be okay with that. But if not, he was one of those guys where you probably, if you're like me, you blew a bunch of fab originally for him. He was that one hit wonder. You got to be okay if he is that one hit wonder. I'm sure most people actually dropped him. I picked him up in another league for nothing yesterday, just in case. And he could definitely be an easy slide into the lineup as a must start if Nick Chubb is out. Personally, I am also going to be leaning on the Browns in this game. Again, I'm just not super enthused about Mac Jones and the Patriots. I think that he is an efficient quarterback, but I don't see the special in any way, shape, or form. And over under wise, I agree with you as well. I would take the under. That game seems pretty gut and dry to me.
Very defensive heavy game in that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for listening to this little highlight of the 2 Minute Drill podcast. If you want to follow along to other games, here's a playlist for you. If you want to listen to the show in its entirety, show links are in the description. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.